I'm going to invite Colonel Atul Bhandari, Director, Elets International School, Ahmedabad, to engage us all in a conversation on the topic. Colonel Bhandari.
Three most widely used phrases in management today are critical thinking, problem solving, and innovation. These are being used extensively. I suggest you absorb these into your system. I'll say them again. Critical thinking, that is changing what is status quo. Problem solving. We have a habit of over-analyzing the problem. If we are in our institution for about 8 hours, we are spending 8 hours and even at home 2 hours just looking at the problem with a magnifying glass and not at all being solution-centric. The world needs solution-oriented people. And the third is innovation. I'm going to read out a few jobs. Android developer, social media manager, data scientist, cloud services specialist, digital marketing specialist, driverless car engineer, drone operator, and there are dozens like this. These jobs didn't exist some years back. We never heard of them. So it is impressing upon us, the need of the hour is we have to innovate. Our education system is possibly biased towards preparing children for the 2000, 2005, 2010, whereas things are going to be very different in 2020, 2030, 2040, when our children will be sitting here in meetings like this and taking the country forward. I would like to take the views of all of you one by one. You people have tremendous knowledge. I have only been requested to moderate this talk. So the ideas, the thoughts are going to come onto you. I will start from one side, we'll take it one by one. The mic will be passed around, we'll go from left to right. And we are here to discuss how to embed innovation in schools. That is, how do we build a culture wherein innovation is a part of the process. As a detonator, I will give one thought. Google, a world-renowned company, they have instructions that 20% of the time that the people are spending in work is spent just to see how can I improve Google? What can I do? They just sit down and think. That time they get away from their daily work schedule. Maybe their laptops are off, the other routine meetings are off, and they say, "Sirf think karo, just think." Now see where Google is. And they've got tremendous benefits, tremendous positive outputs after this policy. Gmail has been invented by such a technique. So many things have come up. Just because they said, everything to a side, let's just think. So they sit down and think. Some of the best answers may come from your own employees, from your own staff, from your own teachers. So now we are going to discuss, and I would like to have your views for just 2 to 3 minutes each. We have to wind up in about 20 minutes. So we'll start from one side, and we will like to know from your experience, what can we do to embed, to build a culture in our schools, in our children, that they are innovative by nature, whereas innovation comes to them second hand. Let us say in our home, respect for others comes second hand. There is a culture of respect for others. If you go to a 5-star, there is a culture of looking after the guests. So I want to know from you all, you have tremendous experience, some of you will be having more experience than me, that how do we embed innovation in schools? Maybe please start from here. You could talk from there with the mic.
I am Tushar Kulkarni from SBR Maheshwari David School. See, so far we have been discussing on what should be the new technological trends, what is happening around, what next. But as far as I feel, how to implement, that is more important. How to implement it. The thing is, we all have got a lot of ideas, but where we lack is no get together, no exchange of ideas, no meetings, no communications. See, I have been here in Surat since 3 years. I am from basically Madhya Pradesh, Indore. But then since 3 years I am here in Surat, I hardly attended just a single meeting, that too in SR International School, Nandaniketan, that too 2.5 years back. None of the principals are communicating with each other, what next, what to do, what should be our S7 timetable, S2 timetable. It means we are least bothered of the innovations and technologies. But being the leaders, it is our duty to initiate this process. It's our duty. So what I feel, I am also techno-savvy, I am masters in computers. So I can very well use all the gadgets and everything. I am very much updated with the latest trends and technologies. But when it comes to the teachers or my subordinates, I feel they don't know. They don't know. When I took up the job here in Surat, I found teachers were filling up the report cards in their own writing. See, my simple worry was, although you train a child throughout the year, maybe the child is not performing well, but at the time of writing the report card, if a teacher put A or A+, who is going to cross-check it? Even the principal's signature place, the peon is putting the stamp, the principal is rarely concerned about it, whether the report card is generated properly or not. The peon has just put in the seal and the report card is handed over to the parent. The parent simply come up with the problems. This was mistaken at your end. So, are we leading to the correct direction? No. No. There has to be some technological intervention, maybe the computers or the internet or through some software programs, that is ERP or other things that we can easily implement nowadays. So the first thing that I felt and I did implement it in my school was fully functional website which give access to the parents how my child and what my child is doing in school. If a child neglectful of the parent at home and simply said there is no homework today, so many teachers were absent. I was in the school and parents simply believe on that particular his or her word, but the reality is something else. Looking into all these consequences, it was very much essential to develop such a website where the parent can get each and every movement of a child, monthly, weekly, daily attendance for the child. Such website was the requirement that we developed. Report cards, the teachers simply just fill in the marks whatever they feel like. No, the entire control is in the authorities' hands.
Just a moment, we appreciate your point of technology and like to come on to innovation in children.
This is what I am
Please
saying.
tell us how will I make that child sitting in grade 3, grade 4 be innovative?
Yes, sir. I am coming
focus
to
on
that.
that. Yes, please.
So, once this has been implemented, that software is connected with the website and the assignments, the modules, the lectures, they are all online, where if a child is absent for a particular day, maybe of sickness or some urgency, he can easily access the content and can learn. Second thing, as I said earlier, one of you have said, smart classes, they are merely just the smart boards. Teachers are not smart. Of course, we have to have some training setups in our Surat city where maybe at one location, few leaders be appointed to take charge of and the teachers be scheduled in such a way from your school, this is the schedule for your teachers to attend that training session, learn the technology and then implement it in school. So this can be done. Now the next technology that would be now going to be implemented in our country, I should say, maybe not in India, I have not ever seen, that is the flex books. You must have heard about virtual reality, putting in your mobile phones and see the 3D printers and not many technologies you can implement in your school. But are our teachers smart? Are we all smart? No. So the class 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th and 5th grade student, he will be learning only by visualizing. So such smart classes will definitely be helpful. But these flex books and you must have seen that CBSE has issued a notification and circular load of bags is too much, that is to be reduced. So why not we design such a tablet or a flex book where the e-book which has been initiated by the CBSE or NCRT can be easily downloaded in school. The child need not have to carry all of the entire books for that day. He simply
Okay,
carry
can we have views from someone else?
Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you.
Can we have your views, please? That there are 10 children here and we want to teach them a culture of innovation. Please stick to innovation.
Good afternoon to all of you. I want to complete my thought within 2 minutes only because as I told, within 20 minutes we have to. I want to, in the first session, somebody has told about the Purana and something, I think Sima Maimon. Just one thing is there, one quotation, that Sivam Bhutva Sivam Yajet. If you want to create an innovative people, we have to become innovative. That is only the one formula. And for that, I want to share with the one thing only all of you. Through technology, yes, it can become, but first of all, we have to create a classroom atmosphere. And for that, the basic, the ground level thing is that don't give a direct solution to students. As much as question we can ask, if I give in innovative way, why if we ask the first standard or first grade student, why you write a paragraph or you find out why the shape of A is like this only. If we give you the freedom, what should be the shape of A? Let them to find out. I think as much as question instead of giving a direct assessment. And second, this type of innovative project up to the 8th grade. Because after 9, we all know it is totally content based. This thing, I think it is most innovative thing that we can through the classroom. Thank you.
Thank you. Just give to resistance in our system, in our existing culture in schools to go for something new. Change, unfortunately, which is good for us, is looked at very suspiciously. So first you have to overcome that fear, that phobia as leaders and talk to people about change management, wherein they not only resist change, where they welcome change. So I again want to bring back the focus of our esteemed audience to how are we going to build a culture of innovation? Are we going to have more discussions? Are we going to change things? Are we one day going to say, administrator, you go teach class 10. Class 10 teacher, today you look after transport for 2 hours. How do we do it? I want those ideas, please. Let's get some meat out of this wise audience. Yes, please.
Yes, friends, like Colonel Bhandari has said just now, change management. And the beginning of session, I introduced myself about deeper dynamism of human brain. And still, I think I am a kid learning that dynamism. And that dynamism itself is saying, let us innovate something. If we recognize this dynamism existing in every human brain, if we give opportunity to every human being who is associated with us, whether teachers, whether our management, or the kid who is in our hands, then I think we can give ample opportunity of innovation to everyone. And in this regard, I have few points to share with you. Unless we dream, we cannot decide the destination. And for that purpose, when we talk about embedding innovation at school level, that approach should be with the certainty of goals which can be decided by the lawmakers. Then that goal should be futuristic. Today, like most of we are discussing about what problem is existing in our hands. We have not come here for that purpose to discuss our problem what I am facing today. Let us think 10 years, 20 years afterwards what problem we are going to face. What we are projecting after 20 years, the child who is today in first standard, but what that child is going to become after 20 years, let the parent dream for that, let the child see the dreams, what he is going to become, and then allow him to do that, something new, something creative. Let the teacher also project himself or herself after 10 years, after 20 years, what is going to become, where he can project himself. Unless we leaders, we promote that habit of looking at ourselves after 10 years, after 20 years, where we would be. We won't be able to innovate anything. We will be struggling with today's problem, but where we stand only. In this regard, I would suggest that if we create desire to innovate, that can be through peer group, where most of the schools, especially one of my friends, Mr. Kulkarni, has very rightly said, we don't associate ourselves with others. We want to recognize ourselves as leaders, as king, whatever we say, but this is the reality. So unless we learn from our peer group, it is not possible. Then sometimes there is outside pressure. There are so many pressure groups in education, maybe parents, maybe community, maybe lawmakers. Let us recognize their existence. Let us accept the challenge. Let the child, let the teacher do everything new, which can give a better solution.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Research in cognition has shown that earlier it was believed that you have to fully master a theory of something before you actually can learn about that. This theory has fallen flat. Research now shows that only by experiential learning, learning on the job, OJT, on the job training, actually doing that thing. For example, if you're learning how to play a guitar, as per the earlier model, you have to first know what are the wind instruments and learn 6 months about this thing. And then possibly in your next 6 months you graduate to actually playing the guitar. So how can we use this? Like we teach English in a class, we teach them, we teach physics, we teach them, but how are we going to teach them a subject called innovation? When a child says, yes, and somehow the answer is still not come out, please. Yes.
As you said previously, and all the program has mentioned critical.
May I request you to just stand and face the audience, please?
Okay, right. About problem solving, innovation, and critical thinking. That was the thing. I may not say it's innovation, but we have solved certain things on this way, and it will help out to others principal also. You know that RT admission is going on in the school. So I have 50 kids in my school, the RT children. So they're usually coming to the school and their uniform, talking to their peers, and the way they eat in the dining hall. It is different because we are thinking about, we want to create a holistic development and all-round development of the children. Then we thought that we took an initiative. I asked to some of the English teacher, what is how can we solve this issue? So she suggested very clearly, sir, we will do one thing. We will call these 40 mothers because their husbands are working. We will call the mothers, we will take an initiative. Let us groom these mothers first. Then the 100 of the problems which is occurring in the school, it will be solved. Because certain times they are going in the line, they are talking, eating in the dining hall, everything is something different because it's a different culture. So then we train them around 30 days in the school. Afternoon we send a bus to them. So afternoon they used to come to the school. There is a drastic change in these mothers and the children after 30-40 days. Then mothers started to learn the computer. We are talking about digital lands. The mothers start, sir, is it possible to see the school website and apps? How can I check the children getting the assignment and other things? Then we start, I asked the computer teacher, is there any procedure? Then said they don't know English. They have a problem to keyboard operation, all these things will be problem. And the shortcut method to do it, then we started coming up with a small model how to check these apps and school assignment. The mothers are not much literate, but anyhow, they are coming with such a changes in their mindset. And now this, we cannot say this artist student, he is coming very unhygienic, not intact in the schools. The problem has been solved, and this mother slowly they became our partner. They are talking to the people on the other side. This school I am going. This my children. I have learned this thing. Simple courtesy language. Excuse me, sir. Good morning. All these things you have learned. It's a very if you practically experience in your school, it is a huge support for your school. Okay, and this is the thing.
Maybe ask the Pradhan Kappa.
So I think innovation or critical thinking, creative thinking that we need to build can happen in some subjects better or some areas better than others. So that's one thing to recognize first, that it may be a little more limited in maths, But it is possible. They can still be open-ended questions. They can still be modeling problems that students can do. So that will allow for innovation. But let's look at other areas where they can do more. So let's look at design thinking as something that they can do. What are the tools that they can use? So we've got curriculum for where students over 5-6 years will work on products, will work on systems, which they have to design on their own. So it could be starting with something as simple as their own lunchbox. What would my ideal lunchbox look like? Going on to a bag. Then it could go on to maybe a canteen delivery system that they see around themselves. It could go to larger problems that they see around themselves. So when, as a process, and then there are a bunch of design cycles or thinking tools that they can apply to work on this, various models, Scamper, bunch of De Bono thinking tools, Feel, Imagine, Can, do sort of models that they apply, and they learn this practice over a period of time. So that's one way of doing it.
Thank you. Next speaker.
I was associated with National Innovation Foundation as CEO for 8 years, and also with SISTI, and also I'm part of advisory committee on Gujarat Education Innovation Commission as well as Gujarat Innovation Society. So we have worked with lakhs of innovations across the nation. You might have heard one competition called Ignite, where President of India gives away award to the innovative children. There are various, this all has gone. We have also set up a Techpedia project for higher education students, for the children. This is called where they can put their final semester projects for implementation in the market, for marketing possibilities. There are a lot of industry tie-ups. So the lot of work we have done in the past 8 years when my stint as a National Innovation Foundation chief. What we have seen, our children are quite innovative. We have from northeast to west and from Kashmir to Kanyakumari, we have thousands of children in innovation. What we have seen, we don't encourage our children to ask questions. They are quite. We should encourage. We can okay. आप इतना बोल रहे हैं चुप हो जाओगे तुम्हारे बोलने की बात नहीं. So that is the one thing, and they are very shy. We have to remove that shyness because they don't want to share because of being ridiculed. So that is the challenge we had faced. Second thing, we don't provide that platform of sharing. Can any of the school have say that if we give the leaves of 10 trees, any student can identify the name of the tree? So
Sir, we do it practically, yes.
Yeah, so that is I think the very few schools, you know, so they don't know about the surrounding environment. Can any of the school have the session? Suppose I am at 5th class student. My father is a photographer. Can I tell? I can learn from my father. Can I tell in the classroom how a photography session, how a photograph is developed? So these are some of the things which we don't encourage. We have seen children who can generate the shoes. They have put a small dynamo on the shoes, and by the time a student goes to a friend's house, these batteries are charged. So by even moving, you are charging the battery. One student from Ramya was from Kerala. Yes, she has converted a pedal-operated washing machine. So the electric supply in our country is quite erratic. We don't have the supply. What to do? How to wash clothes? And she was 12 years student, the board exams, how to actually cope up. So she had come with a pedal-operated washing machine, and which is cost of only 1,000 rupees. Another student who was used to teach in the night, it was disturbing his family. So he has put a small LED and small button. So by the time he's in the night, the member is sleeping in the same room, he will just switch on this, and then the light would fall directly on the paper.
Okay, thank you. We'll move on to the next speaker.
This is a session I can take a full day actually.
डॉक्टर बीके रिमन, मैं यहाँ पर आपको ये बताना चाहता हूँ कि हमारी जो बेसिक चीज़ें हैं, जब तक हम उस पर ध्यान नहीं देंगे, अपन कितना भी कुछ सोचेंगे कि बच्चे को हमको इनोवेटिव बनाना है, हम नहीं बना सकते. सबसे पहला तो हमारा गेम खत्म हो गया. जब तक कि आप उसको ग्राउंड नहीं दोगे, जब तक कि उसको फिजिकली परफेक्ट नहीं बनाओगे, तब तक कि उसका ये साइंस बोलता है, मैं नहीं बोलता. क्योंकि साइंस ये बोलता है कि जब अगर यदि हम यहाँ पर सर्कुलेशन ऑफ ब्लड होगा, दिमाग में पहुँचेगा तो दिमाग चलेगा. हमने तो उसको बैठा दिया. पहले तो आप ये करिए, उसके बाद में आप ये सब हम करें कि हम उसको कैसे आगे बढ़ा रहे हैं, हम उसको दिमाग तो सुन्न कर दिया। सेकेंड थिंग द लैंग्वेज, हम उसको थोपते हैं, तेरे को इंग्लिश पढ़ना है, तेरे को इंग्लिश पढ़ना है, हम दूसरे से कंपैरिजन कर रहे हैं। मैं गया था ओमान में, मैंने पेपर दिया, मैंने वहाँ देखा कि दे आर अरबीज, बराबर है, उनने अरबी में पूरे इनोवेशन किए, उन्होंने पूरे पेपर दिए और वहाँ पर उनका अरबी टू कन्वर्ट द इंग्लिश उन्होंने हमको बताया। अभी हम लोग यहाँ पर बैठे हैं इंग्लिश में, मुझे कुछ समझ में नहीं आ रहा कि आप इंग्लिश में क्या बोल रहे हैं, तो फिर मैं क्या करूँगा, मैं नर्वस हो जाऊंगा, मैं डिमोटिवेटेड हो जाऊंगा, लाइन से बाहर हो जाऊंगा। तो सबसे पहले तो आप इसको करिए कि उसका दिमाग तो क्या दो जगह चल रहा है। और ये बात मैं आपको बता दूं, आप उसको फिर से पढ़ लीजिए, गूगल पे पढ़ना हो, हिंदी इज द बेस्ट लैंग्वेज ऑफ द वर्ल्ड। तो हमारे पास 26 अक्षर भी नहीं है, हमारे पास में सब चीजें हैं, इसके बाद में हम अपनी ही लैंग्वेज को इग्नोर करते हैं। हमारे पास देखिए चाइना, चाइनीज, कोरिया, कोरियन, अभी हमने बोला कि इंग्लिश इज द इंटरनेशनल लैंग्वेज, ये हमने बनाया है, हम बोल रहे हैं, परंतु इंग्लिश नॉट द इंटरनेशनल। कोरिया, अब मैं आपको पूरी लाइन से गिना दूं जितने चाहे आप, अभी देखिए चाइना में मेडिकल का जितना भी कोर्स होता है वो पूरा चाइनीज में होता है, दे आर नॉट लर्न फ्रॉम द इंग्लिश, और वी आर ओनली द फादर्स।
Okay, got your point. Thank you. We'll move to the next speaker.
Sayings which my Gurudev, that is Sri Sri Ravi Shankar ji, are saying, and I think everybody will agree to it. That is, just hear the words, okay? It's very important to hear that. Sincerity in purpose, honesty in approach, and dexterity in action is what the youth need to imbibe in order to become a good leader. So now, our responsibility is great, and you should believe that our children are having all the characters, all the powers which a God has, right? So we cannot underestimate them. They are 1,000 times ahead than what we have. We have to run after them and to catch them. So that can come only with the 4 things working on them. That is, I think my ma'am is going to give detailed knowledge about, that is PQ, EQ, SQ, and then working on IQ. IQ will definitely run after when, as such, you told that physical quotient is working and that everything will be alright. I do agree with it. See, let me, yeah.
We got that, we will tight on time.
Okay, I haven't told anything what we are doing or what innovation is. Okay, thank you.
So why is it that so far the point of structuring it into the classroom has not come up? Why don't we say that we will devote 2 hours a week to innovative thinking? Let us, yes ma'am.
Yeah, basically I feel administration and the principal should end with the stereotype format that is to be followed every month, every week. We need to change that, and then it passes on to students. The teacher gives them the freedom to express, to communicate, to share, and not putting some fundamentals and framework. 3, it should be straight. The child should be given a chance, like in our school, for example, drawing class. The drawing teacher wrote the word tree, and he gave the freedom to all students to express their innovative ideas, how a tree should be and what a tree is. One of the child drew a vertical, tree, horizontal, like that, to ground, and that child was given full marks. Why? Because the child was given a freedom to think. So the child thought, as I sleep in the night, my tree is also sleeping. So he drew a sleeping tree, and that child got full marks. So in classroom, as teachers, we need, to open them to kindle their imagination. And to kindle their imagination, we need to work on 4 factors: physical.
That what is the capital of Japan? So 40 children in a class or 30 children in a class, all hands go up and say Tokyo, and they all get 5 or 5 or 10 or 10. Why are we not saying why is Tokyo the capital of Japan? I am asking you now. Why should a country have a capital? Why should a country have 1 capital? Why not 2? In India, why don't we have Delhi as the political capital and Mumbai as the financial capital? Now these things are forcing the dendrites of the brain to be stretched to think, which is what will up that creativity we want.
Correct.
Do this please. Next speaker, please.
Yes, according to the concept where we are here, the Smart City Summit, we are only with the 10%. The top crowd, the cream crowd is only the 10%. We are somewhere lagging to discuss about the 90% of the underprivileged schools. As a Smart City Summit, we need to give to the commissioner some ideas which they can work on the grassroots level. Let it go to the technology, to the Anganwadis, let it go to the primary schools. Talk about apps been designed which the teachers of an Anganwadi school use. The kids there, their parents, smartphone is a normal thing. The Sabjiwala also has a smartphone. Why not that Sabjiwala whose child is studying in an Anganwadi be given an app which is designed by the government which would help that Sabjiwala to teach the child? बच्चे आपको स्कूल में टीचर ने ऐसा पढ़ाया, देखो हमारा ऐप में भी इसमें ऐसे पढ़ सकते हैं. This is the root thing where we need the Smart City Summit. These ideas that the government can practically work on the 90% crowd which really needs innovation. We give this innovation, we give this idea to the government. Let the leaders come together, design something for the government which they can implement at a very base level, a very grassroots.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir.
So just one thought while you gather your thoughts. Somewhere it has not come up that we need to get a teacher, and let us say the teacher is taking something like innovation or doing X or Z. Why does it always have to be perfect? Because that way you're stifling that teacher's personality. For example, as a teacher, a lady called Renu may say, "Sir, I wanted to take this class on geography. I thought it would be better taken outside in the lawn." A bad principal will say, "No, why didn't you take my permission? Red tape. I am the mightiest." A good principal will say, "I encourage it. You thought differently." So please, dear principals, encourage people to think differently.
Yes.
You as a principal can give broad concepts, but let them find their way. That is how they will learn. Yes, please.
संदेश पटेल आपसे टेकी हूँ यहाँ पे.
मैं मीडियम से
Yes, please.
अभी मैं क्या बोलना चाहता हूँ कि प्राइमरी सेक्शन से बच्चों को इतना सब्जेक्ट दिया जाता है और इनोवेशन भी देना है. जब वो साइंस में 11-12 में जाता है, सब्जेक्ट कम हो जाता है, स्कूल नहीं जाना है, ट्यूशन में पढ़ो, प्रैक्टिकल भी नहीं करना है, इनोवेशन कैसे रहेगा? हम प्राइमरी और सेकेंडरी स्कूल में इनोवेशन की बात करते हैं, ऊपर जाते हैं तो निकल जाते हैं, कॉलेज में जाता ही नहीं पढ़ते. तो जो सिस्टम में फॉल्ट है वो पहले तो कुछ सुधारना पड़ेगा. दूसरी बात यही है कि अगर मैं मेरे स्कूल में कुछ करता हूँ तो मैं ही जो जितना जानता हूँ करता हूँ, दूसरी स्कूल में कुछ अलग सकता है. कोई सिस्टम नहीं है, सबको जितना समझ में आता है उतना करते हैं. तो कुछ ऐसा सिस्टम होना चाहिए जिसको फॉलो करना.
ठीक, thank you. I think I want to just underscore this point. You made a very important point. We know what is best for our children. We know it. We've been in the system with the same school or with the children for 15 years, 20 years. But there is another thrust coming from the top by the degree of the law of the land, by the government, by the state government, etc., which we know is contrary to what is best for the children. So unless, very rightly said, we change the thought process at the highest level, at the Ministry of Education level, at the city level, at the top level, we will keep getting instructions which are not best for our children. That thought process has to change at the top. Yes.
That's right, Colonel. That is right. But thing is that whatever things are available to us, if you know the best, I can do something. So we have to do it. Suppose you are candidates. This is Bhavan. This is other school. This is Ravi Shankar. Everybody has some philosophy and spirituality and pedagogy. Everything is there. If you think it is the best for the student, do it. Do the best, keep the rest. If you put on the system,
it is because we are doing the best.
That I am talking. You are the Hindi and he said the Gujarati. That's nothing. If you are doing best for that, you are only, and we are happy to meet all each other.
Sir, our reality is, I am sorry to interrupt. Our reality is, if I am teaching in my class, I do not want any of my colleagues to sit in my class at the back and find out my faults, or I don't take it in a positive way. That if my friend is sitting at the back of my class, if he is free,
sir, you are right.
Let him sit and observe my class.
I will give you
at least one good thing.
Which we did last week in our school. I passed instruction that every teacher on her own, on a Saturday when children are not present in school, will have her teaching recorded on a mobile phone by a friend of hers. And I said, I do not want to see this video. Please don't put it up to me. You see it what it look like. Because I didn't want to show it as I'm breathing down the neck. I said, just see, this is what it look like. Do it with a friend of yours, she'll do it for you. And no children, no other human class is close to you. Talk to it. It has brought out a big awareness. Yes, please.
You live in stress-free education. Yes? Are we all here?
Yes. Yeah.
The recent survey says that a child smiles 417 times a day. Do we believe this first? Can we smile first? Do we have a smile on our face now?
Yes.
Can we smile now? Okay, let us clap first. You will clap when I say clap, and you will stop when I stop. You will just stop. See, imagine you are a child here.
Please use the mic.
We just start a process of clapping. Can we all do it?
Yes.
You just have to copy me. I am a teacher. You are shy. Mind is running. Mind is running. Stop. 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 Let's stop. What's going on in mind? See, we have to be very careful. The research, once again I repeat, 417 times a day a child smiles. A young adult smiles 17 times a day. And we grown up hardly once in a year. And as our post increases, our smile decreases. This is because of stress. Do you agree with me? A child doesn't have stress. They can smile in a moment and they can cry in the next moment. Can we do this? No. Yes or no? Where is the stress? First of all, we need to find out. It is because of vacillation of mind. Our mind is always vacillating in past and future. We are never in present. Correct? So we need to address mainly on our mind, the tendency of our mind, preoccupied, prejudgment, prejudiced. A teacher comes to the class, she is not happy, no smile on the face, they are smart enough to read. What is your state of mind? How can you give a stress-free education? We talk about stress-free education. So the birthright of our, we have to attend 7 levels of our existence. How many? 7. Stress-free mind, disease-free body, inhibition-free intellect, trauma-free memory, ego which is all-encompassing, and a sorrow-free soul. So we need to work, and we are practically working on this. Physically fitness comes by doing yoga, Surya Namaskar, breathing techniques like Sudarshan Kriya, Pranayam, and we have right brain and left brain. Right brain is a spiritual brain, emotional, singing, creativity, intuition. Latest intuition process we are doing in Art of Living. Child without seeing can recite a Bhagavad Gita. पट्टी बांधी आंख पे, रोशन में क्या लिखा है वो पढ़ लेता है. And this is how in future they go to the class, they don't have to learn so many things, they know what questions are going to come. It is going to be a revolution. So we have to work on ourselves, practice some techniques, then only we can be disease free, stress free and innovative.
Okay, thank you. Next speaker please.
And we are doing it. It is not theoretical, we are doing it in our school.
Yeah.
And we have very good results also.
While thought process students is the examination system, we are bound to just complete the course. This is the main we are facing, because teachers are running to complete the course. And we are talking about technology. I think innovation and technology is completely different. If teacher is standing, smart board is there. So how teacher can interact with the student? It is happening in the schools. The teacher खड़ी है, वो smart board use कर रही है. Why it is so? why they are not interacting with the students. So this idea, it comes, we have to take idea from the student side. So this is the main thing, and the syllabus should be discussed with the students. First of all, the lesson planning for the teachers. It is just some schools are it is compulsory to lesson plan. Why the lesson planning should be from the student side? It can be give the creativity to them. That is my idea. I just experience about it. If I give something to just students to create and just let you give the knowledge to me. What is this? I am going to teach this tomorrow. So firstly, you have to tell me that what is this.
Okay.
So that is the.
I want to again get back to innovations. Let's take this all right now. If I'm technologically savvy, which is where the bent of the conversation goes to, I know how to use the PC, this laptop, this video recording machine, this camera, everything, how to set the air conditioning. I'm not talking about technology, we're talking about innovation. So innovative is possibly say that let us all sit in a circle and give a talk one by one. Why should we have a person standing and moderating it? Another idea is that we all will write down one page, stand up one by one and read it out. Another option is that any person on this side asks a question, this side gives an answer one by one. This is innovative thinking. We are trying to think differently. I would suggest if you have a particular route of going from your home to your school every day, want to take a different route. Try brushing with the left hand. Do things differently. In schools, why is it that there is a lesson going on, the class is for 40 minutes, at the end of 40 minutes when the bell rings, lesson learned, not learned. Please shift to next class. Why can't we do things differently? Who is going to send us to jail if we do things a little differently?
Nobody.
There are people who have thought differently, who invented WhatsApp, who invented Google, who invented XYZ, who invented 5,000 things because they did not like the status quo. Yes, please.
I belong to a group, Pearson, and like in the previous session I had said that we are privileged to have the latest happening at our school. So we are in fact the first school in India to have a makerspace where it was a struggle for me to, and Pearson group, to fight with the teachers and the mindset that is there, to take away one period from science, one from math, one from language, and provide a curriculum of 4 periods in a week to spend time in a space called a makerspace, which is rooted to the mission of the school. The school has a mission that every individual in the school will be having 3 mindsets, that's growth mindset, maker mindset, and team mindset. So it's rooted in what the school stands for, and we are in a journey. So if you ask me exactly what happens in the makerspace, we started off by giving them a very structured program of making a glider plane. And I'm talking about a school is just reached till grade 4. It's just started in April and we are till grade 4. We thought that a makerspace should be used by grade 1 to 4th graders, being a little more grown-up children. But then when we realized that our prep 2, which is 5 to 6 year olds, also started getting curious, we were only intending to show the demonstration of what's being made by grade 1 to 4 to the prep 2, but they said no, we want to make that. One of a small example I'll tell you of what makes children different when they're spending time in makerspace is, when we made the first project, that's the glider plane, which is made out of corrugated sheets, we realized that grade 1 doesn't know a scale. They don't know the dimensions, millimeter, centimeter. If you say, make a line on the corrugated sheet of 10 centimeters, if that was the script, we had to rework on it and give them a dummy, an already cut corrugated sheet, and they had the skill to match it up and draw the line and cut it. Use things like a sharp cutter, to use things like a glue gun, to use things like a lathe, to use things like saw. These are all happening in the makerspace, and that's why I'm reiterating that please do come if you're free to TM Patel, and I will take you through, and I'm also in a journey of being an innovator and having a journey along with my children to utilize that maker space to the best of the possible, and we are trying to document and see what's happening in children's mind. We have no idea what this 5-year-olds to 10-year-olds, when they become 15, 20, 30, what will be the product, what's the way their brain is getting activated. It's a research in action.
Okay,
So very privileged to have that, and I'll be ready to share that with you anytime. Yeah.
Next speaker. May I request you to stand and face the audience, please?
My thought is that learn by doing. बच्चों को ये सिखाया जाए कि वो जो कर रहे हैं वो क्यों कर रहे हैं, उनके माइंड को जो है स्ट्रेच किया जाए, उनकी क्वेरीज को जो है बढ़ाया जाए कि अगर ये कैमरा यहाँ पे लगा है तो ये क्यों लगा है, किस तरह से इसमें फोटोज आती हैं, कैसे फ्लैश आता है, किस तरह से आता है, इस तरह से के क्वेश्चंस जो है, इस तरह की क्वेरीज जो है बच्चों के माइंड में आनी चाहिए, और उनको फ्री छोड़ दो, उनके अपने व्यूज देने के लिए, और एक रिसर्च का जो माइंड है वो उनमें शुरू से जो है आए कि रिसर्च किस तरह से किया जाता है, व्हाट आर द ऑब्जेक्टिव, व्हाट आर द सॉल्यूशंस एंड व्हाट आर द कंक्लूजंस.
Okay, thank you. So this is where we end. In summing up, I would just like to say, please realize that schools which do not innovate will be left behind. The path is definitely ahead through innovation. Point one. Point two is, please train the trainer. Our teachers are the backbone, the strength of a school. They need to have innovative development skills. We must build a culture, set aside time in your school for innovation, encourage it, talk to people being different, give a small class project to maybe your children in grade 5, that this is where the school bus drops you. Can you think of a better way of you reaching from where the school bus drops you to your class? And a teacher is there to guide them. They say, let us go via route A. You say, no, but this will be longer. It is hot. Okay, let us go via route B. No, in route B there is a pond, the children may fall in that. So let us do route C. Let us haul the buses X place. We will walk, we will get a little walk. So this is how solutions will come up. We will get that stereotype concept out of the mind and develop flexibility. And the three most important things in management today, that is critical thinking, problem solving and innovation. Thank you.
Thank you, Colonel Bhandari. I would like to invite you here. We would like to thank you for getting everybody involved in the discussion and present you a small memento. Thank you so much.
Thank you, everyone.
With us. I would also like to invite Ms. Seema here for having chaired the first session. If she could please join us on